NSA bulk call data collection is ruled illegal, SKYNET is real, and Microsoft axes Patch Tuesday. All that and more coming up now on ThreatWire. I'm Darren Kitchen, and this is ThreatWire for May 8th, 2015, your summary of the threats to our security, privacy, and internet freedom. And I want to start out with a huge thanks to everybody who has supported the show thus far on Patreon. Oh my gosh, we could not do this without you. It is such an awesome community. And let's get started because, oh yes, that's right, the NSA program collecting American phone records was deemed illegal by federal appeals courts on Thursday. Hold your applause. They're giving an inch. They're keeping the mile. The secret program came to light in 2013 following Edward Snowden's whistleblowing and a leaked top-secret order. The order was issued by the FISA court requesting Verizon to provide the NSA with daily phone records, including that of domestic American calls. That's right, the FISA court, otherwise known as the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. It's often called a secret court because it holds its hearings enclosed and outside the public, and many argue that this lack of public oversight has led to it becoming kind of a parallel secret U.S. Supreme Court. I mean, speaking just by the numbers, between 1979 and 2012, there were nearly 34,000 warrant requests for electronic surveillance. Only 12 were denied. Okay, but anyway, back to the NSA collecting American phone records. That was all supported by a portion of the U.S. Patriot Act known as Section 215. And the section permits the collection of phone records deemed relevant to counterterrorism investigations. And there have been 3 court cases on this matter, all of which have been appealed. And this is the first appeals court verdict that we've seen so far, and it rejects the notion that bulk collection of phone records can be interpreted as relevant. So the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit ruled unanimously declaring the program illegal. Judge Jared Lynch stated, quote, "We do so comfortably in the full understanding that if Congress chooses to authorize such a far-reaching and unprecedented program, it has every opportunity to do so, and to do so unambiguously." The Patriot Act is seeing opposition from Congress in the way of the proposed USA Freedom Act, but don't let the warm fuzzy name fool you. It is hardly going to nerf the NSA's abilities. In fact, the very such reforms, such as the USA Freedom Act, were suggested to President Obama by none other than General Keith Alexander, then director of the NSA. You see, it's a way for the president and senators to seem like they're doing something about the problem, but it hardly addresses the scope of the NSA's rampant unconstitutional behavior at all. There's nothing in the bill addressing the most hideous abuses to our freedom, like the mass internet surveillance or breaking into cell networks, hacking SIM cards, weakening encryption standards, you know, all the really bad stuff. But let's not let the story become, oh yeah, the Edward Snowden guy, yeah, wasn't he the one that exposed the NSA was collecting domestic metadata? Yeah, that was totally whack and illegal. Good thing Congress passed the Freedom Act and we all live happily ever after. Please. The Intercept is reporting on an NSA program dubbed SKYNET, which seems to be a self-aware military computer system designed to launch nuclear war to exterminate the human race. Ah, shit, I'm sorry. The leaked document from whistleblower Edward Snowden reveals that SKYNET is actually an NSA program to analyze the location and communication data from bulk call records in order to catch terrorists. This is the same metadata we were just talking about being illegal. Well, how effective was the program? If you ask Ahmad Zaidan, sorry for butchering your name, probably not so much. He's the bureau chief for the news network Al Jazeera, and unfortunately for him, based on the leaked PowerPoint presentation, the NSA program identified him as a member of Al-Qaeda terrorist groups. Yay! Why? Well, perhaps because he's focused his career on reporting on the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and the terrorist group felt comfortable with dealing with him as a journalist, which led him to being able to do interviews with senior Al-Qaeda leaders such as Osama bin Laden. So, SKYNET program looks for terrorist connections based on travel patterns, behavior analytics, and other enrichments. PC Mag reports Microsoft is ending the monthly patch cycle known lovingly as Patch Tuesday in favor of a more immediate patching solution beginning with Windows 10. IT departments can use the newly announced Windows Update for Business, which gives them a little bit more flexibility over which patches are applied and when. It's free for all Windows Pro and enterprise businesses, and may the blue screen of death stay far from your servers. Our featured comment today comes from none other than me in response to the aftermath and so many others who questioned our support of Facebook's Internet.org initiative. And I'll paraphrase here, but suffice it to say, what I'd really like about the efforts from Facebook and Google is that they're stirring the pot when it comes to alternative internet infrastructure. You see, both Facebook and Google bought drone companies in 2014 for the purposes of delivering internet access. And before that, in 2013, Google experimented with its own Project Loon to deliver network access from high-altitude balloons, and Facebook launched this Internet.org initiative. Now, I'm not saying that I'm looking forward to a future where the access to the internet is controlled by the same corporations that are providing some of the most popular websites on the internet, but I do love the fact that these big companies with so much money to spare are paving the way for a world where we're not beholden to the likes of Comcast and Time Warner for access. And as the technology matures and becomes less expensive, we'll hopefully find ourselves in a place similar to Johannesburg on the network side and other countries in South Africa where some of the largest mesh Wi-Fi networks are bringing people together with no involvement whatsoever from corporations or governments. It's really a beautiful thing. I'm going to leave some interesting reading in the description, and I look forward to the ongoing discussion. So if you have some thoughts on today's stories, please leave a comment below. And before I go, I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who has supported the show on Patreon. If you find value from this show, if you can, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/threatwire. And that's where we'll be able to potentially even feature your fur baby. That's right, that's a cute one. And we are hoping to reach our 3 times a week milestone goal. That's a rotating cast of Patrick Norton and Shannon Morris and myself, which is so great to get various different insights. So throughout the month of May, we're going to be giving you a taste of just that. And I hope you will continue to contribute and help us make this completely independent and ad-free. So if you can donate just a little, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, if you can't, that's cool. A share, a subscribe, a like, those all go a long way too. And you can find all of the episodes as well as links to our social networks and other ways to contribute over at threatwire.net. And with that, I'm Darren Kitchen. I will see you on the internet.